Hello my friends, welcome back to the Construction Mastery YouTube channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Right, today I want to talk about the Q&A revision packs. You might have seen them floating around the internet, you might have been handed them from people who've passed the RICS, or you might have bought some online. Okay, they're these packs that have the question and then answers and bullet points, and there's like thousands of questions, right? It covers most of the topics that come up in the RICS interview, or generally most of the topics that you need to know in the industry, the information that you really need to know, right? And I'm here to tell you today, please, please do not revise from these Q&A packs. I would literally get down on my knees and say, please don't revise them. It is such short-term thinking to study from these revision packs. 100% you can pass from them. I have absolutely no doubt that you can pass from them, but you will stumble very, very fast. You might survive 1 year, 2 years in the industry, then you will stumble, right? Most of the generation today are very headline reading generation, right? We read the headline and we assume we know the story, right? But we have no idea about the facts, the knowledge, you know, the deep knowledge that goes behind of that headline, okay? So it's up to you and it's your duty to understand really the depth below that headline. And Q&A packs only have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 bullet points below the headline or below the question. So it's no way near enough. And today, long-term thinking is a weapon. So you have to think long-term in absolutely everything that you do. Okay, secondly, you always have a choice. We always, everywhere we go, everything we do, we normally have 2 options. And what I'm trying to frame to you is that we have an option of the easy choice and the hard choice in pretty much everything, right? You come back from work and you're like, shall I go to the gym? Easy choice, stay home, have dinner, relax. Hard choice is go to the gym, right? Same thing with the RICS revision methods and progressing in your construction industry. Easy choice is learning from the revision packs. Hard choice is learning deep and properly, okay? One is short-term, one is long-term. Health habits will grow consistently when you go to the gym and you get better and you eat healthier. Whereas if you stay home and don't go to the gym, right? Long-term, you'll benefit. Same with the revision. Long-term, you'll benefit from going deep with the knowledge versus shallow with the knowledge. Okay, so in Construction Mastery, we literally only think about going completely deep. And what's the point of going for the RICS and not doing it properly, right? You're still going to have the same 2-year period as someone else who's going to do it, but if you're not doing it properly, then there's really not that much point in doing it. I think you need to accept that just passing and getting the credentials and people saying well done is not enough. It might feed your ego, it might make you feel better in the short term, but in the long term, it's not really going to benefit anyone. It's not going to benefit you, it's not going to benefit your project, it's not going to benefit your company, and it's not going to benefit the construction industry. We need you to be the best so that you can impact your projects, impact your construction company, impact the clients that are inside your company, and then impact the construction industry, right? It filters outwards and it starts with you. So you need to make sure that you pass the RICS as best as you possibly can, okay? And you will know deep inside of you, the feeling that you get that you didn't do enough, right? And then when you see someone else doing it much better, you would have thought, damn, I wish I'd done it better, right? But only you know. And there's something called the integrity gap. It means that you wish you did something versus you actually did something, and that gap is gonna eat away at you. That's like your conscience, because your conscience sees everything that you do, okay? It knows everything you do. It knows when you're working hard, when you should be working harder, right? It knows this, it sees this. Right, and that integrity gap grows bigger and bigger when you know you should be doing something, but you don't do it. Your audio is in line with your video. That's what we need, that match. When the integrity gap is close to each other, your audio is in line with your video. So if I'm talking to you right now, right, and you're seeing words come out of my mouth, but you're hearing something totally different, you're gonna think, hey, that's weird, that's annoying, and it sounds annoying, and it's frustrating, I don't wanna watch it. You're gonna click the X and you're not gonna watch it, right? It's the same thing, but the thing is that you don't know you're doing that, but your conscience is watching. So that integrity gap, you need to close it. And the way you do that is not by studying with these RICS packs, right, that are everywhere, these Q&A packs. But I will say that The packs have its place. They are the best thing ever because you know everything that can be covered. Like majority, 90% of topics are probably in those packs in terms of the question that comes up and the answers. Fantastic. So if you can go deep in each of those questions and do your research, do your diligence, and study each topic very carefully, knowing what's going to come up, you can build your own curriculum in certain ways, right? That is what it's good for in the beginning. Then you go deep with the knowledge and you study really, really hard. Then at the end, you can come back to those packs and you can basically train yourself to consolidate a lot of information into shorter bullet point answers, so that when you do get to the final interview, you're giving them answers. Like they're gonna ask you a question, you can be like 1 bullet point, 2 bullet point, 3 bullet points, and you give them the answer, rather than waffling and saying, like this, and maybe like this, and like this, and like this, right? You're giving them straight to the point answers, and that is amazing. That is when you've got the quick, short answers, and you've got the depth of knowledge that if they do ask you a further question, you know the answer to it as well, and you know how to give the answer to it very, very quickly. How amazing would that be? So the aim of this and the aim of learning knowledge deeply is that so you can plant trees everywhere. You can plant seeds. Okay, so the aim of the game is to plant as many seeds as possible. And if you think of these seeds as topics, right, you want to plant a seed there, you want to plant a seed there, plant a seed there, plant a seed there, plant a seed there, plant a seed there. Keep planting seeds as you progress, as you progress, as you progress. You're planting, you're planting, you're planting. Over time, those will blossom into trees, and those trees will give you food. Okay, they'll give you fruit. They'll give you food and they'll give you fruit, and you can feed on that fruit and you can get bigger and stronger. And then you can continue doing that because you have the energy to be able to plant more seeds. Okay, so let me tell you that when you start planting seeds, right, the first few seeds that you'll plant inside the ground, birds will come and get it, right? Birds will come and eat the seeds, they'll take it away, and that seed in the ground won't materialize into anything. And that's the equivalent of you learning topics and learning the knowledge. Sometimes the knowledge will be used, sometimes it won't. But you're better off using it because at some point in your career, you're going to come across it and you're going to use it. So you might as well use that time, or when you do things properly, do it only once, okay? Touch it once, do it once so that you don't have to come back to it again. And learning knowledge is exactly like that. So you're planting trees, the birds come and eat it. Second time you plant the seeds, you plant it on rough ground, okay? Maybe 1 or 2 seeds go in, and then you see these small little trees blossom, very small, but then the temperature gets so hot outside and those seeds burn and the tree burns and it shrivels, okay? Then you keep planting seeds, you plant seeds, and there's this patch of area that you've planted a seed, but there's these thorny grounds, okay? And the thorny ground basically eats up the seeds. So it doesn't materialize, but you have to keep going. You're gonna keep planting. Then you get to good ground, right? And you get to this really nice ground and you plant seeds. Then you start seeing these trees blossom, 1 tree, 2 trees, 3 trees, okay? And then you're like, yes, I've got this. Some trees get really tall, some trees are really short and they stay around this height, right? So that's me trying to tell you that sometimes you're gonna learn knowledge and it's gonna, that piece of knowledge or that information you learn is going to be used in so many different places. That tree is growing really tall. Sometimes you're only going to use it maybe 30% of the time or 40% of the time. Okay, but that's the price to pay. You're not going to know when that knowledge is going to come in handy. Okay, but if you only revise the Q&A sessions, that's pretty much equivalent of planting a seed and hoping that one day that seed will grow into a tree, and hoping that that bird doesn't eat the tree, hoping that the rough ground does not eat the seed, hoping that the thorny ground does not suck up that seed, okay? This is my way of trying to explain to you that when you learn deep, there's a purpose behind it. And then you're gonna plant these seeds everywhere and they're gonna blossom over the years, they're gonna blossom because you've done it properly. Then you can feed yourself with the fruit that you get from these trees. You can feed the project, you can feed the construction, your company, then you can feed the construction industry, because people are going to start gathering around you because you're the one that's providing the fruit, and they're going to feed off your energy. They're going to feed off the fruit that you've given them so they can get better, they can get stronger, and they can plant their own trees so that they can feed other people and it can grow and grow and grow and grow. That, my friends, is why we need to study really hard. If you're going for the RSS, if you think you're going to pass with the Q&A packs and the revision packs, very short-term thinking, Go ahead, please do it. I'm not here to stop you. You may find out later that you probably should have done it the correct way, but people have passed that certain way, and you can 100% pass that certain way as well. But the choice is yours. Easy choice, hard choice, short term, long term. Hope you have a great day. I hope that video is really useful to you and it made you kind of aware where you can go with this. When you do things properly, things start to change, right? Things become better over time. It might be very difficult in the beginning, it might be very confusing in the middle, but then over time it becomes amazing and you get the fruits.